Hello everyone, and welcome to another new MCPE 1.21.60 full release update in today's new video. Let's get started. Slightly improved the collision detection between moving blocks and mobs in some cases. Scout sensors now detect recent clumps being placed by the creaking heart. Fixed various flood blocks, rendering their faces differently to Java. See on changelog is down below on description if you want to read for some all list of various plant blocks. Mangrove leaves no longer display black pixels when held by players with the fancy leaves option disabled. Torch flowers, pitcher plants, open eye blossoms and closed eye blossoms now increase the probability of a nearby sapling growing into a tree with beehive. Updated the exposed copper bolts lead power texture. Added ability to pause the game in single-player worlds. When entering the pause screen, the feature can be turned on or off from the settings in the general section. The world spawn point algorithm has been improved so that locations with good biomes but far from the world's origin are preferred over really bad locations but closer to the origin. We're introducing a new filter profanity setting on Windows. When on, all text content, including chat, will perform as it always has. Profanities will be filtered for you and others. When turning off, most profanities, with the exception of some potentially harmful content, will be unfiltered for you and all others who also have the toggle off. The setting is default on for all players and cannot be changed for child accounts or players not signing in. You can toggle it off in settings under general. Creakings now crumble if their creaking heart is forcibly deactivated through commands. Creakings are now persistent like any other hostile mob, meaning they won't disappear on save or load. Creaking no longer plays ambient sounds when abrogated, only when idle. Reading sip with compatible wool colors now gives a baby sip a mixture of the colors. Breeding wolves now produce offspring with 1D parents colors or a mixture of the parents' colors if the colors are compatible. Breeding cats with compatible colors now gives the baby cat a color with a mixture of the colors. Zombie villagers that spawn in the mangrove swamp biome now have the correct skin applied. Monsters that normally spawn in the overworld like zombies, endermen, spiders, creepers, and etc., with the exception of skeletons, can now spawn in the mangrove swamp biome. The lily pad blocks hitbox has been updated to be in parity with Java. The sugarcane blocks hitbox has been updated to be in parity with Java. TNT blocks no longer flash with a solid white color when exploding. Candles and candle cake blocks now play ambient sounds properly. Shears cannot be used on cave vines, kelp twisting vines, and weaving vines to prevent feather growth. Horses, skeleton horses, zombie horses, donkeys, and moles now play their ambient sounds as intended. Foxes now periodically play their mad sound while defending a player. Baby drowns now move with the same speed as their zombie and zombie filter counterparts. Gold swords, dropped by piglins and zombified piglins, now have randomized durability to match Java. Axes, dropped by piglin brutes, now have randomized durability to match Java edition. Creepers, no longer flash with a solid white color when exploding. Neutral mobs no longer become aggressive when players or other mobs throw lingering poisons with positive effects on them. Fixed a crash that could occur when teleporting back into a chunk where a block entity was destroyed. Lily pads no longer flicker when seen from afar. Sunflowers no longer flicker when seen from afar. Fence gate blocks now use state cardinal direction instead of just direction, uses string values like north, south, east, and west. The dark edges around the screen at low y coordinates now fade in gradually rather than appear suddenly. The new Mama Cube model and texture are now only used by resource packs that explicitly override them, as they have been renamed to differentiate them from the original assets. And this change is retroactive starting from version 1.21.50. Renamed banners no longer lose their custom names when broken or when wasted in cauldrons. Twisting vines and whipping vines now have an increased chance of dropping as items when broken with fortune enchantment tools, including a 100% chance when using Fortune 3. Dispensers can now place sugar boxes underwater. Suspicious stews crafted with 2 lips now apply the weakness effect for 7 seconds when consumed, matching Java Edition. Suspicious stews with the weakness effect acquired from shipwrecks and trading with villagers now apply the weakness effect for 7 seconds when consumed. Nether brick slab, red nether brick slab, nether brick wall, red nether brick wall, cracked nether bricks, and chiseled nether bricks now have the same sound as nether bricks, matching Java Edition. The Monster Hunter achievement can now be unlocked by destroying a creaking heart while it has a spawned creaking. Tall grass that is placed when using bone meal on most blocks or pale moss blocks no longer render only their bottom half. Open bundle textures updated such that there is no longer a missing string pixel. Resin bricks are no longer found in Woodland Mansion chests. The XP rewarded for smelting resin clumps into resin bricks has been reduced from 0.3 to 0.1. Creakings spawned from creaking hearts now always persist upon reloading the world. Creaking's eyes not properly flicker when the creaking heart with spawned it is destroyed. Sniffer egg block now only provides sender support on top and bottom faces. Sniffer egg block no longer provides side support to any block. Sears cannot be used on cave vines, kelp, twisting vines, and whipping vines while sneaking. Using shears on cave vines, kelp, twisting vines, and whipping vines now plays the arm swing animation. Water and lava no longer remain in the world when placing a water or lava bucket against a cave vine with glowberries. Collecting glowberries when holding shears no longer picks the berries and shears at the same time. Canyons now generate more often. Canyons can once again reach the surface. Canyons can once again generate on the ocean floor. Canyons now completely carved through copper ore veins and most other underground blocks. Canyons now properly interact with aquifers filling with water instead of generating as disconnected segments. There's a new experimental feature called the Drop 1 2025, a new experimental toggle for the next game drop update. You will need to enable it in order to test out these features that are in development. We would love to hear your thoughts on these updates. Starting with pig variants. Added 2 new pig variants like warm pig and cold pig. These have their own unique texture and geometry, but not a separate spawn egg. This will spawn in different biomes, making the biomes feel more distinct from each other. Next up, for leaf particles. All leaf blocks now emit falling leaf particles. These blocks are affected by this change. 2 blocks already emitted falling leaf particles before this update. They will continue to work like they did before. The last one for Lodestone changes. Lodestone is now crafted from 1 iron ingot surrounded by 8 chiseled stone blocks. The crafting recipe unlocks when the player obtains an iron ingot or a Lodestone. Lodestones can now be found as loot at ruined portals in the overworld or nether. Hell Gardens now generate more frequently and are overall larger. Woodland mansions can now generate in Hell Gardens. Crafter with no block actor data no longer produce a crash. Bone meal can no longer be used on single dark oak or pale oak saplings. The map color of pale oak leaves and pale oak sapling has been updated to better match their actual in-game color. Big drip leaf blocks can no longer be placed on top of pale moss blocks. Fix the crash that could occur when destroying a Creaking Heart. Fixed rendering issue with grass block under monster spawner block. A player can now place blocks on iron doors and iron trapdoors without having to sneak. Fixed a bug where mobs will teleport to a height of 32,767 when going to the overworld from the end. Creakings now emit vibrations when swaying after begin hit. Creakings now spawn on snow layers. Creakings spawned by a Creaking Heart can now be name tagged, preventing them from despawning during a day. Destroying their Creaking Heart will still cause them to crumble, and hitting a name tagged creaking during the day will result in a particle trail but no resin. The creaking can now spawn when the moon starts rising, and crumbles when the moon has completely set. The creaking heart now has an additional state for when it is a valid configuration but unable to spawn a creaking due to it being daytime. Eye blossoms now open when the moon starts rising and close when the moon has completely set. Iron bars, iron blocks, iron trapdoors, iron doors, and heavy-weighted pressure plates now make iron sounds when you mine, break, place, and walk on them. Change it the player's heard sound when walking on a magma block to use the fire heard sound instead of the default sound. Enderman now correctly have a delay before they become hostile when you look at them. Added unique sound effects for vines, glowberry vines, whipping vines, and twisting vines. Zombie villagers can no longer randomly spawn from a zombie mob spawner, matching Java Edition. Music volume now goes back to normal when exiting the game from Uphill Garden biome. Open and close eye blossoms no longer appear in the creative inventory for worlds that have not been updated to 1.21.60. Fix-it issue where players who entered a world will crawling would sometimes take suffocation damage. Fix it an issue to prevent Enderman from teleporting when riding boats and minecarts. Wood color is now yellow on a map instead of green. Searing cave vines with low berries when sneaking now sears the cave vine instead of dropping low berries. Wood stripping now plays a wood stripping sound instead of a wood step sound. Creating a dirt path now makes a shovel flattering sound instead of a grass step sound. All lists will be included the rest of these updates. See in changelog in description. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Like, comment, and subscribe. And see you all to the next video, everyone.